Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 different tips on how you can save money. Now, I just want to dedicate this video to Money Mom. She actually invited me along with other YouTubers to create a video like this. So I'm going to leave a link to those other YouTubers' channels down in my description box below, just so you guys can get a different perspective on how other people save money. Now, before we get started, I would also appreciate it if you guys give me a thumbs up below. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and the growth of my channel. I want to be a YouTube partner one day. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Alright, let's get started. Alright guys, let's dive into my number 1 tip. Now, number 1 tip is mindset. And specifically, why are you saving money? For example, for me, the reason why I save money is I want to travel the world full time. So, the reason why it's easy for me to save 50% or more of my income is I have a very strong why that one day in my early 30s, I'm 27 years old right now, one day in my early 30s, I'm going to have a portfolio big enough to produce $1,000 a month of passive income, which I believe is enough money for me to go backpacking around the world and hopefully achieve my dream to traveling to over 100 countries. Now, for some of you guys might not have the same vision as mine, but you guys might have a different vision. Maybe you have a son that's about to go to school, or maybe a fiance or a future wife, whatever it may be. Have a very strong reason why you're saving money. Then it'll be easy. Like saving 50% of your income every paycheck should fall in line if you have a very strong mindset, a very strong blueprint of why you're saving money. So number 1, start with mindset. Alright guys, so my second tip on how to save money is to actually keep track of every single transaction, every penny, every dollar that comes out of your checking account, your credit card statements, every single penny that comes out of that. Keep track of that in an Excel spreadsheet. Now actually for me, I've tried out different apps like Mint and stuff like that, different apps that keep track of your expenses, and personally for me, I didn't really like that. I'm an old school guy. I'm actually an accountant, so I work a lot in Excel spreadsheets. So for most of you guys, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have an Excel spreadsheet somewhere at home, somewhere in your laptop. So for me, I like to manually input my expenses. Now, I know that takes a lot of hard work for some of you guys that swipe your credit card or your debit card a lot, but I'll tell you guys the reason why I manually want to do it. Because for me, I have this mindset to where if I spend too much money in 1 month, this mindset, I just picture in my head, oh man, like at the end of the month, it's gonna take me like over an hour to input all those transactions into my Excel spreadsheet. So for me, in my mind, the less I spend, the less I have to manually input in the Excel spreadsheet. So it's kind of like a negative reinforcement, you would say. So yeah, for me, it's kind of this weird negative reinforcement to where the less I spend, the less time I have to spend inputting all those expenses at the end of the month in the Excel spreadsheet. But anyway guys, it just feels good. Track your expenses in the Excel spreadsheet. So just so you can see your progress. Are you doing better month over month? Obviously some months you're going to have some miscellaneous expenses that you didn't even factor in, like maybe a car messed up, or tires, battery died on your car, whatever miscellaneous expenses might happen. Obviously those you can't control, but for the most part, it's nice to see your expenses like going down month over month, just so you can see yourself improving your savings rate month over month. So number 2 tip, again, track your expenses manually, in my opinion, in an Excel spreadsheet. Alright guys, my third tip on how to save money is actually don't be afraid to use credit cards. Now for any of you guys that follow Dave Ramsey is a big believer that you shouldn't use credit cards. Now I can see where he's coming from, because many Americans that use credit cards rack up debt so easily. Imagine having a credit line of $30,000 and you're newly employed in corporate America. It's very easy to rack up debt, especially if you don't pay off your bills at the end of the month. It's very easy to rack up debt. Now, if you follow my tip number 2, which is keeping track of your expenses in an Excel spreadsheet manually month over month, I believe that credit cards is a no-brainer, guys. Now, I don't know very much debit cards out there in the States that provide cashback, besides obviously with my MCO Visa card, which is a very millennial card. But anyway, most across the board, debit cards don't provide cashback. It's mostly credit cards. So credit cards provide up to 1% and all the way up to 5% for those premium cards. So if you're gonna spend $100 on something anyway, why not get between $1 and $5 back given to you? So I believe that credit cards for me is a no-brainer, especially if you keep track of your expenses and know how to properly use it and pay your bill at the end of the month. It's a no-brainer for me, guys. It's free money. And speaking of free money, guys, most credit cards right now that you sign up for, if you sign up for a credit card, most of them have sign-up bonuses. So this year alone, I've signed up for many credit cards where if I spend, let's say, most of them just have spending requirements. So let's say they require you to spend $500 or $1,000 in a span of 3 months, and they give you like a $200, $250 sign-up bonus. So free money, definitely. And also, which leads me to tip number 4, which is opening up checking accounts. Some of you guys have seen already my checking account bonus offers video. So a lot of banks actually right now, if you open up a checking account or a savings account with them, they give you bonuses for doing that. So for example, for me, my Wells Fargo checking account, all I had to do was deposit $3,000 each month to that checking account. And at the end of the 3rd month, it took about month 4 or month 5, they deposited me $400. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't make enough capital to fund your checking $4,000 a month. So a lot of offers are actually much cheaper. I know that the Chase checking account, they have an offer where you just fund that $500 a month for 3 months, then they'll deposit $200 to your checking account within the 4th or 5th month. So basically, my 4th tip is to try out and look at different checking account offers. Many bank accounts out there, checking accounts, savings accounts, they actually pay you guys to open up these checking accounts. It's basically free money. So free money, aka more savings rate. So tip number 4, open up checking accounts. Alright guys, so my last and final tip out there, if you're gonna save money anyway, might as well put it in a high interest yield account. Now obviously for any of you guys that require a 6-month fund of, let's say your monthly expenses is $2,000 and you require a 6-month fund, so that would require you to save $12,000 just for a sinking fund, an emergency fund. Now a lot of you guys probably won't feel comfortable putting that emergency fund into something really volatile like the stock market or Bitcoin. So most of you guys would probably prefer to leave that emergency fund in cash itself. Now, if you're gonna leave it in cash itself, a lot of traditional banks right now actually only provide you about 0.25 interest on that cash. Now that's pretty sad, guys, because actually inflation rate is slightly more than that year over year. I'm not so sure what the 2020 inflation rate would be like, especially with this type of economy. But for the most part, I believe it's going to be more than what they're providing at the checking account. So in my opinion, if you're going to save cash anyway, might as well put it in a high interest account. So personally, what I do for me now, one caveat, I know that a lot of you guys definitely pay attention to something like an FDIC approved account. So what I do is actually I lend my cash to a lending platform. So basically I use a platform called BlockFi. BlockFi uses my cash that I deposit to them and they lend it out to other people for much higher interest. Now, this company I've already talked about in my other videos. They are a regulated American company. They are audited actually by prestigious auditing firms. So I truly believe in this company, that they are doing ethical and smart work. So what I do is I deposit my cash to them and they pay me 8.6% interest, and they might lend that cash out to someone else and charge maybe 12, 14% interest. And that difference between 8.6 of what they're paying me and the 12 or 14 that they're charging to other people, that's a difference that BlockFi makes. So that's how BlockFi makes money. And that's how BlockFi is able to pay depositors like us such high interest. So it's a little bit different from a traditional bank where you put your money in a savings account and they give you very tiny interest rates. And to be honest with you guys, banks actually do something quite similar, because the money you put in a savings account in a bank, these banks actually use that money for mortgage loans, credit cards, personal loans, all types of various debt. So in a way, banks are essentially doing the same thing, but they're just slapping this terminology called FDIC approved, which for me as a millennial, I've actually lost sort of faith in that. I believe that BlockFi, I believe in the company, so I put a lot of my cash in BlockFi because BlockFi pays me 8.6% interest to lend my cash to them while they lend it to other people. But anyway guys, so those are my top 5 tips on how I save money. I definitely appreciate you guys that have stayed with me until the end of the video. I'd appreciate it if you guys give me a like if you haven't already and subscribe to my channel. I'd definitely appreciate that. I'll see you guys in the next content.